Hello, good day to you. It's Andy here, and I have for you a very exciting new series. Now, if you make websites, or you're interested in making websites, and you find yourself, what do I use? How do I make it? Well, the standard answer to that is WordPress. I've been involved in programming and website design for many, many years. I used to hand code websites, so HTML coding, and of course nowadays it's got very, very much into mobile and tablet, and you have to be able to design a website for all sorts of outcomes, and this is quite tricky. So I haven't been doing very much programming, and of course when I was updating my websites I discovered that WordPress was, well, it was the industry standard, but for me I found it very, very difficult to learn, very difficult to use it. It never produced the output that I wanted in a short time, and it had such a high learning curve as well. It required you to know a little bit about programming to get the best out of it. It was extremely frustrating. I mean, it used to crash and caused me no end of problems. Anyway, I gave up on it. I left my websites as they are. The old websites, I haven't bothered updating them. They are still hand coded. They're there. Obviously they're out of date now, and I would love to be able to update them all and give them a new fresh look that people can view them on mobile phones, for example, because that's what most people do. So over the weekend I discovered an advert on Facebook. It was for Mobirise, and I thought, hey, this is interesting. Mobirise is a software application that you can download. It's free of charge. It is from mobirise.com. Now, if you go on there, you can say that you've got download it free from Windows, for Windows or Mac. And if you go on there, you'll see that it's very simple to do. What is it? It's a free offline app for Windows and Mac, and it can easily create small to medium websites, landing pages, online resumes, portfolios, and it's very simple to use. It is who it's for. It's for perfectly for non-techies. Now, don't be mistaken. We'll come on to that later. Don't be mistaken, but for the simple person, the idea of making a simple website, this is ideal. The key differences are that it allows you to easily to use interface. It's mobile friendly, and it's free to use for commercial and non-profit. How does it work? Well, it works by dragging and dropping. Yes, it's that easy. It really is easy. I'll show you in a moment, but I developed my website and it took me 24 hours to complete it altogether over the course of 2 days. I have just done some more work to it this morning, but I am extremely happy with it. It works brilliantly. Drag and drop. You expand the panels, and you can customize each panel, and also you can actually customize it with programming. So it's not just out of the box, anybody can do it. If you've got the knowledge and you want to make it better, you can actually program it as well. So it's ideal for me. Edit the style inline, you can just edit it. You select the parameters and you can preview and publish it, and it will tell you what it looks like on different types of device, so your mobile phone or your tablet or your laptop or your computer. It has a whole range of blocks, 2,500 blocks, and there's 5 free themes, and you can purchase the items extra. There's a button up here. They're offering 95% off. I did after the first day of using this, I did go and buy the extra items, so I've got everything now. You don't have to code, but you can if you wish, and it obviously will help you if there's something that's going on that you cannot do or you want to change. There's so many themes that you can use to start with. It's easy as drag and drop, and there is a little video there you can see, and of course download the application. Now, what it does, they are 100% mobile friendly according to the Google test, and Google loves those websites that are mobile friendly. So there we go. Now you can also go for the AMP, the Google AMP, accelerated mobile pages, and of course there are themes for that you can use. The whole system is based upon the Bootstrap 4. It's the most powerful mobile first framework. Now, even if you're not code savvy, you can be part of an exciting growing Bootstrap community. And there's a website I'll show you in a moment. You can do there is a large number of pre-made blocks, but you can also look into that and purchase them. You can host it anywhere. It allows you to upload to your hard drive. You can FTP, that's file transfer. You can do it onto the Google Cloud, etc., etc., etc. So you have total control over it, unlike WordPress. So you've got sliders, you've got contact forms, you've got an image gallery, you've got mobile menu, you've got Google Maps. Yes, it's integrated. You can do social media, you can have fonts and icons, and you can do video backgrounds. Oh, it's ideal. And I tell you what, if you read all this, congratulations, because it didn't take me long to realise that this is the way to go. And if you want to purchase the extra bits, they're on special. It's only $99, which is about £80, but you do get 3,600 blocks, 91 themes and extensions, and they're updating them literally every day. I've had a message telling me that there's an updated couple of themes at the moment. So you've got Mobirise themes, these are all these themes, all sorts of stuff. Plus these AMP advanced mobile friendly themes as well. You've got all the way down, loads of them. Then you've got the extensions. These are brilliant. Now these are ones that I've got already. So you have pop-ups, you have form builders, you've got sliders, you've got PayPal, you've got icons, you've got code editor, which is brilliant. Allows you to edit all of the HTML and stuff like that in the background. It is an annual fee though, so beware. And if you pay now, in a year's time, you won't have access to them unless you pay. However, the good news is the sites that you've done will remain completely functional. So if you decide that you don't want to renew, that's fine, doesn't matter. However, you can't use any of the new stuff if you don't pay. I'm not always very handy with, I don't like subscriptions as such, so for me, not ideal, but hey, it was worth the money. Now, if you have a look on here, this is getbootstrap.com. Ideal place to come to look if you're interested in finding out about how the Bootstrap thing works in the background. You don't need to do it. You don't need to come here. You don't need to look at any of this. This is purely for those people who are interested in programming and want to get the best from your designs and just changing the quirks. You know, there are a few quirks, and you may need to come here to have a look to see what you're doing. And there is a couple of videos about this that you can go and see. When I was looking this morning, I was looking on YouTube and I just happened to come across this. It was a repair shop AMP thing, and I clicked on that. It was interesting, but it just tells you about the theme. It doesn't tell you how to use it. What was interesting was this chappie here, Brian Hafferkamp. Now he is giving you some really good, and I'm probably doing myself out of a job here by telling you about this, but he's making some training courses, and they are advanced Mobirise techniques, which I will be covering at some point. But in the meantime, you know, I'm gonna tell you to go and have a look at his stuff as well. There is some interesting stuff there, and of course I discovered that Mobirise has been around for about 4 or 5 years, and I never knew anything about it until this weekend. So that's something that you could probably do if you're a programmer and you want to get stuck into that. It's annoying. Right. So coming to 4.12, this is the latest version, and it was updated automatically. So this defaults to my site because this is one that I was working on earlier. But let me just give you a rundown of what happens within the system. So this is a slider that you can add, and you just slide through, and what you can do is you can actually just change anything on the screen by clicking on it. You can do the colour, the actual font type, and the size, and the alignment. There is at the moment, this slider has the options of various options that you can add or remove, and you find all of these with the block parameters, because this area is a block. So you click on the cog, and you can see that these are the options that you can set or not as appropriate. So you can have it autoplay. Autoplay interval. There are bullets obviously down here, the bullet points. You can remove them or have them as appropriate. There are slides that I've added. These are all my slides that you can edit and change and things like this. So they're all set to go. Playing the video, you could have a video if you wanted. You put a video up there, the image. You select the image by clicking on that image box. It allows you then to select either from your computer, from a free online repository, and you can search by keyword. So if I put in, say, holiday, can't spell. Holidays, for example. This is online, so if I wanted to change my picture to another picture, I could click on the actual picture. If you're not happy with the cropping on the actual image, you can change that by obviously selecting the image and making it bigger or smaller. There are standard options that you can select, so you can actually have a aspect ratio preset. It's on free at the moment, so aspect ratio is what I want to do. Zooming in, zooming out, and flipping the image. I'm going to cancel it because I'm happy with the picture, and obviously cancel there as well. But that is the image selected. Then you have the title and the subtitle. So it's subtitle or title, subtitle is options selected. The buttons, you can have the option to have buttons, and you can program those to go to do things or go places or go select pages. Overlay is this is like what would you call it? You call it a what do you call it? A colour, like a darkening colour. Select the colour and the opacity of it, so how see-through it becomes, and whether the content is right selected or not. And obviously then you can remove the whole slide. There's another 3 buttons here which pulls out from the side options that you can do. So you can drag it and change the position of the block. You can save it into a usable area where you can reuse this, and also you can edit the code, which is brilliant. So this is where you would select it. If I wasn't happy with something, I could delve into the background and actually change things in the HTML code, for example. So this is the code for the slider. Not a lot in there, but in here this is all the parameters, so you can see maximum width of it, media, blah blah blah, all loads of information that you can have access to if you're a programmer. If you're not a programmer, it doesn't matter. I've got to take the button off now. Show buttons. Right. I think the best thing is if we, oh yeah, and then of course you've got this menu up here which you can program into going into pages, and you click on it. There's various options that you select from. It's all very simple. So to create a link for that particular menu item, you click on the link, and then you can select it to go to a particular page. This is going to the contact page. However, you can get it to go to a web address. You can have it go to an email, a phone number, a file. So you can have it to load a file. You can have it to go to a PayPal. So you can select it. You can have it go to pop-up. Now, PayPal and pop-up are actually 2 of the extra items that you have to purchase. They're not standard items. So at the moment it goes to a site page, and you can have it open in another window. This is for a block on the page that you're on. So if you know what page, what particular section that you want it to go to, for example, if I wanted that button to go to that particular space, like for the form fill, there's a form down the bottom there, then you could get it to go to that. Right. You see the colour of the font and the size of it. The icon that appears next to it you can change, so that is selectable. We've got a mail. There's loads of different icons. Obviously some of these are free. You don't get all of these. Some of these you have to pay for. However, you can select that. You can also change the colour of the icon using that box there. So you can select that and specify the size of it if you want to. It's all very customizable. Right, so that's that. You could add an item, adding another menu item. There's not enough room at the moment. You can add a sub-menu, so this sub-menu thing. On destinations, we have sub-menu, so there's a sub-menu there. And you could add to that. if you wish. You can move the item up, so if I wanted to change the order of these, so if I wanted Australia up the top, oops, you can just move it up. Move it up to the top. Yeah, like that. And you can add, and then you can, or you can delete it. So delete the menu item there. Each link that you have, in the same way that we did the menu items in there. So when you're on the item, you can select the link option, and that should then take you to the page that you want to use, view, and obviously that's set for Thailand page. So the menu, and when you do this this block here, this is a you can show the logo on the left hand side. That's the logo. You can select the size of it. There's a brand name thing which I'm not using here, but you could have that. Show the menu items, that takes away that. There are buttons. I've not used it, but there is a button there that you can program. You can make your menu sticky so it stays where it is when you scroll. In this case, when you scroll, it stays there. That's purely a choice. A collapse menu, so it goes all the way down to a hamburger. Transparent, hamburger colour, and background colour. So everything is editable. And of course, if you want to, then you can edit the actual code. And here is a code for menu. It's all very exciting. If you know what you're doing, then you can change this HTML code. It's brilliant stuff. Anyway, so that's a rough guide. Oh, and on this, when you have those buttons, for example, on this block, we've got buttons saying show buttons. When you go onto here and you obviously click the link, then web address, which is going to the YouTube website, and of course, if you want to have the icon, you click on the icon and the color as well, and it's all very good. Right, so the main question you're asking is, how the hell do I do this? Well, okay, right. So what we'll do is we'll use this default. So we're going to open this new this is the default site that you'll get when you start the application, just to show you how it works really. So the big red button down here gives you access to blocks. These are all the blocks that have been paid for, the added ones. They're all paid for in. Well, it's found it. That's weird. I don't understand that. Oh well, never mind. Anyway, so this is the screen that we're going to add it to. We have a footer, we have a main screen, and we have the top bar. So some content. Let's have a full width intro. We can do some article. Let's do an article. Let's do some. Oh, let's do a picture, and we'll do a picture and some text. What else do we have? Let's do a quick form, shall we? We could do a quick form, contact form, subscribe form, We haven't got to subscribe, are we? Let's do a form then. So we do a contact form. So we'll have that just there. And that is basically how difficult it is to make a website. Down here we've got social media. We could do loads of things with this. You know, it's really brilliant. We could put in two of those. We don't really want two of those. We made a mistake. So remove the block. Okay, and then we don't really want this after the footer, so we'd have to drag it. So we drag, oops, click, and hold, and then we move it up in between the text and, oh, yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, between the contact form and the bar and this text and photo element. So click on the photo, load a picture. I don't know, let's have that one there. That looks nice. You can link it, so it will link to a page or an object, whatever you want. Any of these, like we showed you before. You can get it to go to a block as well. So the block here, top of the page, content, social button, footer, and the bottom of the page. So that's some links that you can set up. We don't want a link, we're just going to have a picture, and there we can have some text in there if you want to. You can change all of that, you know, have a different color text. It does the whole block, by the way, so beware. You've got other hashtag colors that you can use. This is standard hex colors, so if you know what they are, if you know what color you want, then you can select it and type it in. So the cog, the gap above and the gap below, you can change, so you make it smaller. The media, so that's a photo, you can make that bigger, yeah. And it adjusts the columns to a 2-column width. There is advanced stuff that you can do with that. We're not going to do that. If you don't want the text on the left, it's got to be on the right. Text on the left, text on the right, depending on how you do this. And the background color is the background, the white background there, which you can change. If you know the code, you can type it in. For example, if you wanted the same color as that, this block here, if you go to that block and find out what color it is, select that color, go into the second block here and color, and paste. Oh, don't want to paste all those. Paste one time. It will change the colour to the same as the other blocks there. And one more thing. That was it. Have we finished? No, we finished there. Width of content. So content is the actual photo, and it adjusts the size of the text. If you're not happy with this column and how wide this is, that's done programmatically. Is that word? Is that word programmatically? Programmable by delving into the code, which is not what we're going to do today. Okay, so here, this block, again, we can adjust the size top and bottom. We don't have to have the title, you can just have no title. Icon colors, you can change the colors. Number of icons you can change as well. So up to 5. but you can't change what they are, I don't think. Or can you? Yes, you can. And also where they go to as well. So you can change the link when you click on them, and the colour of it. So for example, let's make that yellow, and insert the icon. So you can see that you can change. Oh, we better change the Twitter. Let's have the Twitter blue. Of course, that will go Twitter, blah, 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 link that you need, right? So everything is customizable. Color to gradient. So you've got a background color. This is color gradient. You can have a background video if you select, or you can have a background image. So any image you like, and of course you select that by selecting the picture. Parallax is where it does this at the top, look. So it moves. It's not stationary. Some people like it, some people don't. And of course the overlay as well. So it's it doesn't opacity is that opaque. It's not opaque, and you can change the opacity of that. Yes, so fully customizable. Presuming that you could, if you wanted to, and you didn't have BE, for example, and you wanted to change. So, for example, I have, where is it? Social media. So if I wanted to have that as, where is it? Let's see if I can, not WordPress, that'd be ironic, wouldn't it? Twitch. How about Twitch? And of course that Twitch is not, it's, what colour is it? Purple, isn't it? I think it's purple, yes, pink. So you can change that and then change the link as well. But obviously you cannot have more than 5 icons there, so that is a little bit limiting. But I'm sure there's something you could do in the code there, and edit that to get more. And also the positioning of the actual icons are central at the moment. I presume that you could do something about that as well. However, you know, advanced stuff. So this full width intro, full screen. Oh wow, that's top gap, bottom gap. Show the title. Yeah, we need the title. Subtitle. Oh, that's good. Yeah, we'll have that. And text, we can do away with text and the button. Obviously, same thing, background image, background color, background video, bloody blah. Everything is really simple to do. And of course, you can change it by just sticking in the text there. And this is my new website. Done. You can alignment and the type of the size of it is largest there. You can change it in the code, obviously. You can make it into a menu, you know, and the color of it as well. Now, if you highlight, let's see if we can highlight this, you get a different menu. It's very difficult. Sometimes it's one of the quirks I mentioned at the very beginning. This is annoying. So you have bold or italic, and the link that you can select. So you can make it into a link and go to a page or whatever. As per before, obviously the buttons are all programmable with a link and a colour, and you can add it another button or delete it, or you can change it, put in an icon as well. So for example, you could put in the icon in there. I don't know, let's just select one, shall we? Just that one. Let's have a nice yellow key insert, and you got a yellow key. The actual button itself, change the color of that into a solid. Let's have a brown. There you go. So that's how easy it is to make a lovely website. We'll come on to the contact form and more information in the next episode. Right, well, there you go. That's beginner's guide number one. I hope you enjoyed it and it was useful and it's inspired you to go out and make a website. I'm going to be doing some more of these videos, so stay tuned and come back for episode 2 very soon. Bye for now.